trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Right now at noon, we begin with breaking news. Providence police releasing new video this afternoon of the man involved in a sexual assault on Pembroke Avenue last week. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Olivia DeRocha in this afternoon for Doreen Scanlon. Now, police are looking for the man you can see right there on your screen carrying a tiki torch. Now, police describing him as a light-skinned male with a Rhode Island or Boston accent and a distinctive walk they're saying is described as pigeon-toed. Now, police say he's responsible for a sexual assault back on May 3rd involving a female college student. Now, we'll have much more on this story tonight starting on First at 4. Let's switch gears and talk about that weather. Quite the difference from what we've been seeing the past few days. Tim, look at that beautiful shot. We're going to go right over to Tim. He's live in the Weather Center with the latest on what we can expect this weekend. Tim, how are you?
Yeah, good afternoon to you. We woke up this morning to clouds and fog once again, but just like yesterday, a lot of that has dissipated at this point. It's been holding on just a little bit toward the coast, but the rest of us seeing clearing skies and another warm afternoon. This time around, we're going to add some humidity to the mix too. Temperatures right now mostly in the 70s for our inland locations. If you're right along the southern coast, you're still in the 60s, even the 50s out on Block Island right now. Of course, the ocean playing an influence there and keeping you cooler in some of those coastal locations. But dew points have been climbing. We are into the 60s now for those dew points. That means humid conditions, and it's kind of the first time we're dealing with that humidity in quite a while. Visibility still reduced for Block Island, but most other spots have seen big improvements since all that widespread fog earlier this morning. Warm temperatures well into the 70s away from the coast, and again, humidity sticking around for the next few days. We'll talk about that coming up on your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. This translates into our next story, the sun, and it's a big day for Federal Hill. Al fresco dining returning to Providence tonight. Now, the COVID-era idea now becoming a sort of tradition in the capital city. ABC6 News reporter Dominique Turner has more on what you can expect this upcoming year.
Al fresco on the Hill is back. Starting this Friday until October 1st, a portion of Atwells Avenue will be closed to traffic and open for outdoor diners.
If you'd asked me 2 years ago if we'd be doing this a third year in, I would have said you were absolutely crazy. But it is exciting, and it has become important.
Rick Simone, president of the Federal Hill Commerce Association, says a new traffic pattern will make getting to the Hill easier for drivers. Starting at 3:30, streets will be open from the Arch to Dean Street and closed from Dean to Lilly Street for outdoor dining.
We've got more parking spaces than we ever have. We've opened up an additional almost 1,000 parking spaces throughout Federal Hill.
ABC6 News catching up with locals out and about early, ready to take on Atwells come time for Al fresco Friday night.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. I just was talking inside. I can't wait for the atmosphere that's going to happen tonight.
Also returning, sip and stroll. Diners and drinkers will be allowed to walk Atwells with open containers during Al fresco.
Right here on the plaza. They have the music, entertainment. Everybody's in a great festive mood, and I think with the weather, still a little overcast, but it's going to get better. I think it's going to really inspire everybody to come out and have a little bite to eat.
In Providence, Dominique Turner, ABC6 News.
Providence police are looking for a suspect that crashed a stolen vehicle into a tree on Magnolia Street overnight. Our ABC6 News crews arrived on scene just after 3 o'clock this morning. That car sustaining some heavy damage to its front bumper. Now, police tell us this car was stolen. The driver fled the scene after crashing into the tree. Now, of course, when we get any new information, we'll post it online, abc6.com. It has been 1 year since 9 people were sent to the hospital after a drive-by shooting in Providence, marking the city's largest shooting in decades. Now, it happened on Carolina Ave, you might remember. Providence police said it was between two groups in the city that had an ongoing fight. Now, all victims were in the age range of 19 to 25 years old. The Rhode Island State Senate passing the Stolen Valor Bill. Now, this bill would make it a misdemeanor with potential prison time of 1 year and a $1,000 fine for anyone who impersonates an active or veteran member of the military to get money, property, or any other benefits. 31-year-old Sarah Kavanaugh was charged in March with forging fake military discharge certificates and pretending to be a medal recipient, all to steal money, over $200,000. It now heads to the House, where it's expected to easily pass, and then to the governor for his signature. In consumer news, the Better Business Bureau warning of a scam targeting those in need of baby formula. And they say an ad, post, or social media group advertises baby formula available and then reaches out to the buyer asking for payment through PayPal or Venmo. But the formula never arrives. And ways to detect a business if you are getting scammed is to check their address for an actual business, misspelling, or other errors in the product or advertisement. Conduct an internet search of the company with the word scam. And if you see a Better Business Bureau seal on their website, click it. And if it's legit, it'll take you to their website. Otherwise, it could be fake. Meantime, as parents scramble to get formula for their babies, Congress is announcing a new investigation into the crisis. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Coast to coast, many stores look like this, empty shelves and not much baby formula in sight.
It has been very, very hard to find, formula everywhere.
Supply chain issues along with voluntary formula recalls cutting inventory nationwide by more than 43%.
My sister picked me up some in Arvada yesterday. My dad up in Thornton the other day.
ABC's Mary Bruce pressing the White House on when this shortage may end.
Do you have even a rough guess of how long these shortages are going to last? What should parents be bracing for here?
Well, we've already seen an increase in supply over the past couple of weeks. We're taking every step to increase that. So our message to parents is we hear you. We want to do everything we can.
Federal officials urging states to allow families to use federal aid to buy more brands. They're also taking steps to import more formula and cracking down on price gouging.
Not only can we not find it, but when we do find it, there's always a 20% markup on it.
On eBay, one specialty formula for infants with a milk allergy now selling more than double its normal price. ABC News has learned the House Oversight Committee is also launching an investigation into the shortage.
We are taking steps to correct it, and we will make sure that it does not happen again.
Abbott, the manufacturer of several popular brands, says it could take 10 weeks to get their products back in stores. For now, moms are trying to help each other out on social media, swapping formula, giving away extras, and offering to find supply in their areas. Critics say the Biden administration should have acted sooner to address this crisis. With no real end in sight yet, officials are urging people not to hoard. Companies like CVS and Walgreens now limiting purchases to 3 per customer. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now to the Celtics playoff run. It's a big game tonight. Win or go home for the Celtics tonight. Boston facing elimination after Wednesday night's Game 5 loss to the Bucks. The Celtics blowing a 14-point fourth quarter lead, watching it slip away in just the final seconds. Now tonight's game is in Milwaukee. Tip-off is set for 7:30. Our sports team, of course, will have highlights and reaction starting on ABC6 News 11 at 11. So upbeat. Now to our new summer series, We Love New England. We're featuring all of the great things Southern New England has to offer in the summer. Today, we're down in Westerly for the return of the Misquamicut Spring Fest. And that's where we find Good Morning Providence anchor Casey Cantz. He joins us now live with a friend. You have so many friends here this morning, Casey, you are introducing us to. How is it down there?
It's amazing. I talking to you this morning, Olivia. This was the shot I wanted all day, and we finally got it. Christian, if you can pan out at the view right there, you can't beat it. Misquamicut State Beach. We are getting ready for Misquamicut Fest 2022, back for the first time in 3 years. And you're inquiring about my guest today. Well, she's a very special guest. I want to introduce you to her. This is Liz Miner. She's a senior at Westerly High School. I'm not kidding. Liz is running Misquamicut Spring Fest. At least 75% of this event you are running. I've seen you running around with your walkie-talkie all day. What's this been like for you?
Oh, it's been a great experience. I've really enjoyed what I've been doing here for the past couple days. It's been really fun.
This is your senior project?
Yes, it is. Yep. Caswell and I came up with it together at the start of the school year, and it's just kind of stuck, and I've had a really great time.
That's so awesome, Liz. Tell us about how you got started with this. I mean, you know, you're still in high school. How did you get started with Caswell and link up and put on and help put on this Spring Fest?
Yeah, so I met Caswell about 4 years ago. I got hired at the Misquamicut Drive-In here at the beach, and I've known him obviously all those 4 years. And I came to him with an idea, and he said absolutely, and we just kind of ran with it.
And you even got interviewed by Governor McKee this week?
Yes, on Tuesday.
Wow.
We went to the State House up in Providence, and we talked for like 20 minutes and shot a little video.
That's so awesome. Tickets still on sale. We start at 5 o'clock tonight, runs all weekend long.
Yep, tickets are on sale online at eventbrite.com for $10, or $12 when you come to the festival.
Perfect. Liz, thank you so much. Let's see if we can get this thing going again. We got to get down from here. Musquamacut Spring Fest all weekend long. Starts tonight at 5 o'clock. Back to you, Olivia.
Oh, my goodness. Be safe there. Don't drop the camera. After the break, the crisis in Ukraine rages on. The new direct threat from Russia to other countries. And why a major deal between Elon Musk and Twitter is now on hold. We'll see you in a few minutes. Turning now to the crisis in Ukraine. Russian forces appear to be withdrawing from a few major locations. Meanwhile, the Kremlin is issuing a direct threat to Sweden and Finland if they pursue NATO membership. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
This morning, some citizens in Finland preparing underground bunkers as Russia threatens possible military action to discourage Finland and possibly Sweden from pursuing NATO membership. Russia's deputy ambassador to the United Nations telling a British podcast the two historically neutral countries could face a military attack if they join the alliance.
It means that Finland and Sweden all of a sudden, instead of neutral countries, become part of the enemy, and they bear all the risks.
He added that NATO troops in those territories could also become possible targets.
People would have been much more concerned about 2 months ago if the Russians had said we're going to do something militarily, but now the Russian military has proven so incompetent and so corrupt that people aren't that worried.
Finland, which shares an 800-mile border with Russia, said Thursday it plans to apply for NATO membership without delay. And Sweden has indicated joining the alliance would offer security advantages as Russia continues its assault on nearby Ukraine. New images showing many Ukrainian villages left in ruins after Russian shelling. The school building destroyed in the northern Chernihiv region. Ukraine's President Zelensky calling Russian commanders who ordered the attack on schools simply sick and incurable. Video released by the far-right Azov regiment shows Russian missile strikes continue in Mariupol. The UK Ministry of Defense says in a new intelligence update that Russian troops have suffered significant losses and that Russian forces have failed to make any significant advances despite concentrating forces in the Donbass region after withdrawing and redeploying units from the Kyiv and Chernihiv areas.
The war on the ground stagnant, and the economy in Russia continues to take a beating and is well into recession.
And right now, some relief in Finland after Russia said, despite reports saying that it could cut gas supplies to that country for pursuing NATO membership, the Kremlin has no such plans. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Coming up after the break, a coastal wildfire in California threatening hundreds of homes. What's now being blamed for starting the blaze? Evacuation orders still in effect in parts of California due to a coastal wildfire there. Nearly 1,000 residents evacuated from the Laguna Beach area. Authorities think the fire was sparked by faulty electricity equipment. Now strong sea breezes making it tough to fight those flames.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker.
Woke up to some clouds and fog out there this morning, but that has really started to clear up, and now a taste of early summer-like weather on our hands as we head into your Friday afternoon and the weekend, too. We are warm and a little on the humid side. First time we've dealt with any sort of humidity in quite a while. It's been very low, of course, through much of the fall into the winter and, of course, most of the spring, but now that humidity making its first return into our area. As we look at warm temperatures for most of the area, it's important to point out our coastal locations will be cooler thanks to winds coming in off of the water. Here's what I mean. Right now we have the 60s and even the 50s out on Block Island, 60s on the coast, but 70s for our inland locations. We've already made it to 74 here in Providence, 73 in Taunton, 71 for New Bedford, and 73 in Coventry. So warm temperatures and a bit of humidity in the air. It really does feel like the beginning of summer out there. Winds off the water right now for our coastal spots, so cooler temperatures there as a result. 5-mile-per-hour winds in Newport, 6 miles per hour for Providence, and 8 miles per hour in New Bedford. Not looking for a whole lot in the way of strong winds for today. Visibility was a big problem early this morning. The morning commute featured a lot of widespread fog, maybe even a little bit of drizzle. Right now, the visibility has improved to just about perfect for everywhere except Block Island. You're still seeing 3/4-mile visibility thanks to fog out there on the island. Again, dew points, this is something we haven't had to talk about in quite a while, but it is back. That humidity entrenched across southern New England. It's not exactly the highest we see the humidity for the summer months. A lot of times our dew points get into the 70s. That's what we would call oppressive humidity. This is a little bit on the sticky side, but considering that we're not used to it this time of year, it is definitely noticeable and will be in that sticky category right on through the weekend and maybe even into Monday a little bit before a cold front will bring some relief from that humidity. High pressure has slipped offshore. Southwest winds on the western side of that high pressure, bringing us the warm conditions and that increased humidity for the next few days. So warm and muggy, temps into the 70s. Again, cooler at the coast, likely in the 60s there with the winds coming in off of that cooler ocean water. Mix of clouds and fog for tonight. Once again, temperatures dropping down to around 60 overnight, and that muggy air will be with us all the way through, that muggy feeling. Same thing for the weekend. I would call it more clouds than sunshine, but it will be a relatively rain-free weekend for us. Muggy conditions, temperatures well into the 70s, cooler at the coast. Scattered showers on Monday with a cold front. That cold front also knocks out the humidity for Tuesday into Wednesday with a mix of sun and clouds in low 70s. Another chance of showers next Thursday. Olivia.
I heard a lot of sun in there. Thank you, Tim. Why Mercedes-Benz is recalling nearly 300,000 SUVs, what the company says you should do if your car is included in the recall. Plus, why Elon Musk is putting his $44 billion sale of Twitter on hold. That's all coming up after the break. In consumer news at noon, Mercedes-Benz is recalling 292,000 SUVs due to a potential problem which could cause the power brakes to fail. Now, the recall covers 2006 through 2012 models of the ML, GL, and R-Class SUVs. Federal regulators issuing this recall due to concerns over brake boosters, which provide power assistance to the brakes. Now, Mercedes is asking owners to go to a dealer for an inspection, adding it will tow vehicles to the dealer for free. Thankfully, no accidents have been reported linked to this issue. Elon Musk says his multi-billion-dollar deal to buy Twitter is on hold. In a tweet, Musk says that deal is temporarily on hold as he tries to pinpoint the exact number of spam and fake accounts on the platform. Musk has been vocal about his goal to clean up Twitter's problem with spam bots and appears to question whether the company was underreporting them. Still to come, a killer idea for a killer housing market. How one couple is trying to generate extra interest on their home on Zillow. Plus, Tim has another look at your forecast for this weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Finally this afternoon, an Illinois couple came up with a killer idea to generate extra interest in their house. When they put their home on the market, they enlisted the help of a fictional character, Michael Myers from the Halloween movies. Now, as you can see, the Zillow listing features several pictures of Myers in different rooms. That is really creepy around the house. Inside the costume, the couple's 16-year-old son. So far, there's been a lot of interest in the home, but no buyers just yet. I don't know if I would want to buy that. I don't like that.
I was just going to say that exact same thing. I get what they're doing. They're picking up a lot of traction probably on social media, and people are sharing it, and they're getting the word out and attention, but I don't know if I could actually show interest in the house, because that does really creep me out a lot.
No,
just
it's
like
not
you were
the
saying.
most enticing thing. Maybe like a cat or something. Yeah. Maybe a little more friendly.
Cats always do well.
Yeah, but what are we looking at for the weekend?
We're looking warm and muggy. A taste of early summer weather already upon us right now. We're already in the 70s away from the coast right now. We're in the 70s for the next few days with the rising humidity higher than we've seen in a little while, even though it's not quite to midsummer levels. Scattered showers on Monday with a cold front, then dry as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday.
Sounds good for now. Thanks, Tim, and thanks for joining us for ABC6 News at noon. The news continues first at 4. For weather news and anytime, ABC6.com is always on. Have a great day.